And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire. This is the fourth part of the third stream. Likely to be the last part of the stream. So we're going to do about an hour more recording tonight. And then we're going to end the stream. We're on the bottom round, 47. We've got 3 decisions awaiting us.
Sir, yes, sir.
Mystic Temple. We do want merit, we do want commerce. We'll accept. Marriage proposal. A romantic, prominent youngster from the Maritime Trading House is in need of a marriage. I suppose we'll just go ahead and accept this. This is going to cost a lot of political power, but that's fine. Twitchat's asking, any more spies? We've got 1 spy card. 1 spy card's probably not going to be enough to do some fog busting. And to be fair, the only people we could fog bust on is the mutants and the slavers of the Northwest. Okay, how did the construction progress? Okay, so there were some delays. Only got 58% of the construction. Okay, so that's concerning. So we didn't hire as quickly as I'd hoped. Yeah, we only got 50 hires. Opinions up, loyalty still down, unrest is down 7 points. So we're looking like 2, maybe 3 turns, and the unrest will be gone. Danger's down 12, fear's down 3. Okay. Oh, and right now, as tempting as it might be to get the manpower from the volunteer drive, the volunteer drive is going to wipe out the worker population more than it's going to wipe out the civilian population, and we need the workers to do things, so we can't do that.
Wilco.
Okay, I still think we've got enough metal to finish the construction here. Hopefully. Military Research Council, we're going to call you up.
Roger that.
Priorities. Swing you in favor of research.
Roger that.
As we go jump into the tech tree. We discovered automatic rifles, discovered padded envirosuits. Yeah, we'd probably like high velocity guns as well. But we have to actually discover a vehicle that is actually going to carry it, right? So we have to discover light tank for that's going to be any useful. We'd have to discover anti-tank guns for that to be useful, which is actually behind artillery, right? So we're probably looking like howitzers on the anti-tank gun, or on the light tanks will be fine. Howitzers on the artillery is fine, so we don't need to desperately discover the high velocity. So let's get automatic rifle and padded envirosuit going faster. I didn't realize we'd hit small arms. And then let's do one quick double check. You are... Why don't you have a research target? Should be research or something. Get the armor. Armor's going to help more than the weapon. Although at this point we'll probably hold off until we get either both. Probably until we get both. Not types. Models. What's the current field testing on our models? 78%? Yeah, so we wouldn't be feeling too bad if we had to do an upgrade soon. Although we'd still like to do a discovery and find one of the undiscovered things. Yeah, Twitch chat's saying those C happiness modifiers are improving. Hang in there, yeah. To be fair, they were improving, and then we had a disease outbreak, and the disease outbreak, oh, did that tank the numbers? And then we had an independence rally, which tanked the numbers again. We'll see if things continue to improve. Yeah, the metal. Yeah, there isn't enough there to sell enough. There may be an argument to sell up to 2,000 if we could. Is that a folk mine? Oh, the folk mine is giving us colonists. I was hoping it would actually be a mine. It isn't. Okay, let's cycle the turn. The port will finish. Either the port will finish or we'll run out of metals. What's happening there? And the rest of this will start to normalize. Because I believe this uses more workers when it's building than operating. Oh, no, not by much. We'll save about 500 workers when it's done. Paid 15 worker points. Looks like you have more workers than that. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, let's cycle the turn. Twitch chat saying, I wonder if the lack of metal and hence ammunition of gas powered may be preferable. Maybe in the short run, but we're not really having ammunition problems. And the assault rifles, I believe, have better firepower characteristics, which is really what we're struggling with, is we don't really have enough firepower to clear what's in our way. The concern with metal is that we'll run out, not that we're not getting enough is kind of the problem. Because obviously the scrap pile won't last forever. The scrap pile is finite. And we're technically on the second scrap pile. The one I think under our city is gone. Oh, and I think the assault rifles is like the prerequisite for a bunch of the other rifle techs. Yeah, so it's a little bit worse firepower, but yeah, it's definitely a lot cheaper in ammunition. So if you're having an ammunition problem, it's definitely the way to go. Whereas right now we're having a sort of a manpower problem due to the bad state of the city. And we're having, well, we're not even having a metal problem. We're having the fear of a realistic cliff, right? It's, at some point the scavenge pile will run empty, and then we will be out. The hope is, of course, that we find some metal, because if we don't find some metal, we're going to run into other problems, with ammunition being really the problem. Because we're also going to run into problems with the rare earth metals being, you know, rare. And we can probably make do with the rare earth metals being rare if we have a source of metal, but we can't necessarily make do with both of them being missing. We need one of them. We either need the rare earth metal so we can sell rare earth metals to buy metal, or we need the metal so we can sell metals to buy rare earth metals. Because with this being a very green planet, I suspect there is a decent amount of oil here. So the oil price is not going to be particularly stable if we start exporting oil. And Twitch is bringing up free folk population would be useful as well. Yeah. Although, in theory, I think we know where a decent number of assets are that would help with population growth. Which is another reason we want to get expanding. Is we know there is valuable things to get out in the wilderness. The problem is protecting the extraction teams, basically. And we're very much at the whims of the RNG at this point in the game. Okay, should be coming around to us shortly. We killed 100 infantry in self-defense. We have 2 decisions on round 48. Archaeological expert. And the non-aligned have attacked us so much that they have completely been annihilated at this point. So we did just get another 13,000 free folk from that zone falling into our hands. little bit of delay on the port again. At this point, it should probably finish on the next turn. Hello. Unrest is down to 6. Yeah, if we don't get any bad events, this should go away in 2 turns. Ship in difficulty. Of course we help. The question is, do we take the money? Unit decisions. We'll take the democracy, I suppose. And then... Yeah, I'm gonna take the commerce. We're gonna take the 1,000 money. Danger's a little bit high, but that's falling. Zone happiness is still uncomfortably high. That's due to the high danger, mostly. Although that's getting better. Very tempted. Tempted to afford that. Play the archaeological effort.
Order received.
We didn't hear it. So we don't know if this has any artifacts or not. And obviously harvesting it while we don't know means we're not getting any. Of course, at this point I need to harvest it, so one way or the other, we need to keep poking. We got a new hex, sadly, or well, it might be too early to know if there's anything in that hex. We should at least wait a turn before we count it out, but I don't think there's any mineral resources in that hex. It's got a bunch of people. Trade-wise... Could potentially get enough money if we sell off fuel. Yeah, there'd be a lot of fuel, but we could get enough.
Wilco.
It would be a little close. Are we revenue positive? Turn to turn. No, we're running about 20 more credits per turn in expenses. So I'd have to sell something else off if I wanted to do that. Are we... I'm assuming food positive. Oh, that's concerning. We're not. We're food stable. Although that's, no, that shouldn't be affected, so we're still getting 9% yields from the farming down. Although with the port done, we'll have food from coming in from the port, I suppose. Yeah, with the port done, we'll have food coming in from the port. I'm gonna risk running low... No, I'm gonna sell some rare earth metals instead. 51 rare earth metals. Should buy us enough money that I can improve the opinion of the town with the bribery card.
Sir, yes, sir.
Effective is halved. Granted, it's still +7. That should slow down the loyalty loss. Makes the workers a little bit happier. And we'll have to hope that the rest of the situation continues to improve. Would have hoped for a better result. Although I suppose we only had, what, we had a 28% chance of success? Can I move 1 hex up to the northwest to clear out the space? So this territory here is reasonably happy with us. So I don't think we're never going to necessarily take the territory to do that. Yeah, moving that doesn't do anything. And I'd rather leave it there on top of the port. I could intentionally violate the slavish territory, but I don't think it's not gonna just magically flip. And there probably are, to be fair, there's probably a slaver here and here. There's we're not getting enough. There's enough hide points from the rain here that we can't see. Is my expectation right now. Minimum recon for unit info is 40. And it's actually raised due to the fact that we got rain and stuff to 111 there, or 112 there. We're nowhere near that. We are enough there? Oh, no. So, apparently we're getting unit recon a little earlier there than we should, but... And same there. Presumably means we have recon points on the unit individually from the hex. And in Twitch chats, in response to me moving it there and moving it back, said it was at least worth a look. And I was like, yeah, that's why I did it. That's why I did the move there, move back. I think this is the turn where we know. Yep. So there's probably no resources in that hex. We don't need any replacements. Recruiting's getting real bad. We're down to 100 a turn. And this is trying to recruit 500. We're getting 100 a turn. So that should get better. This is getting better. I'm just going to cycle the turn and see if it continues to get better. Does that green Motherlode card give you medals? No, it doesn't. It raises the ease of mining on one deposit that you know about at random. So if we were to play it right now, which we could play it right now, we got enough fate points. We'd have an ease and access improvement on the water. Do we need the water? No. Which is why I'm not playing it right now. Same thing with the strain improver. Improves the strain for the territory the governor's working in. That's a very powerful card. It's very worth playing. Same sort of thing with Motherlode. Motherlode is very powerful, very worth playing. But you gotta have the right circumstance. So Motherlode is useful if you have a lot of like metal mines or metal deposits that you want to improve. So it's more likely to a metal deposit. Right now, it's got one thing to hit, and that's the water mine, and it would hit the water mine, and we don't need more water from it. The thing is, we don't even have a mining on the water mine. The strain improver is the same sort of thing where it reduces the strain that you get from assets that are far away from the city. Well, none of our assets are farther than the 2 hexes away, so we don't have any strain. Both of those are very, very, very useful, very valuable cards that aren't very useful in the current circumstances. Yes, there is a green card. I think that's it might be high. Well, is it high tech cash? Or I think high tech cash does as well. High tech cash, I think, gives you high tech parts, machine parts, rare earth metals, and metal. It might not give you metal. It might only give you rare earth metals. There might be another cache that does like metals and rare earth metals, but yeah, there's a couple good green cards that if we pass enough time, we might just randomly get handed. I think every era, every epic that passes in the game, we get another. How to describe it? Another booster pack of fate cards. So we may end up being handed a booster pack that contains something useful. Although from a metal standpoint, we're not actually that concerned with metal production. We've got enough metal. The paranoia is that it's a finite source. When the source runs out, the source is empty. And I suppose if we found another source of metal, there's a 50-50 chance we could get the metal loader to hit it. In which case it would have even more metal in it. And I don't think this is a planet with low resource availability on it. So we hit a mine. We hit a usable mine somewhere for a resource, and we got plenty. We're never going to worry about that mine running out. He might not be fast enough. We might have concerns about speed once we find the mine. But it's for a reasonable length game, it's not going to run out. In Twitch chat saying, but if we can stockpile, it provides more of a buffer to expand. Yeah, I suppose if we can stockpile a bit, that delays the fear of the cliff, I suppose. And to be fair, the fear of the cliff is more because there's definitely a infinite source that we can play into, and that is metal soil filtration. So it's not running out of metal before we hit metal soil filtration. For the very obvious fact that metal soil filtration to implement costs metal. Chicken and the egg problem there. You need high tech parts and you need metal to both build the metal soil filtration. And if you're having to buy all that off the market, it's going to get prohibitively expensive. It's already a little expensive to get the high-tech parts off the market for the high-tech stuff, to get the high-tech stuff started. What is that tier 7 tech? I wouldn't necessarily say metal soil filtration's tier 7. Because you only need to research 8 techs to get to it. You need to research 4 in... Not the basic, because the basic's the one you start with. 4 in the initial group. 4 in the group after that. And then you can discover it. So you can have it as early as your 9th tech. Now, high-tech parts is pretty deep. But even that, I think you can beeline to if you're really trying. I'll bring it up when we get into the turn. So from an actual technology standpoint, we've discovered enough in the first era, or the first batch. So we are definitely moving towards research, focusing, rather than just discovery. So Ulysses State, round 49, we got 4 decisions. 207.92 was removed because we ran out of scrap. Got 69 fuel somewhere. That's... Oh, I thought the thought this one had run out already. Apparently, we've only just run out of scrap on the main zone. We're running a little bit food negative. Yeah, that was my immediate concern was, oh no, and the cycle. We ran out. I thought this deposit was empty. It just emptied. This deposit, we're still good. We got 14.2 thousand left. If that runs out, and we don't have enough metal to do metal soil filtration, we're gonna have a problem. You want to erect a statue? No.
Copy that.
CEO ask us to participate. Commerce and merit. Corporation savvy rating. Political power. I think we're probably at the point where I can shift a little bit more to political power here.
Yes, sir.
Staff council, that's fine. We're not gonna fuss with this.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
So good, no bad events. Bad events would be bad. I don't think we've. Yeah, not sure. We cannot find anything new. Tech-wise, so metal soil filtration is here in advanced chemistry. So to find metal soil filtration, you need 4 from basic tech, 4 from chemistry. So we've discovered what we need in basic tech. Right? Basically pick up automatic rifles, pattern fire suit, solar energy, and ammo factory. We're going to want those 4. Regardless of what's going on, we want those 4 anyway, so we just need to research those 4. I haven't put eco on full discovery yet, or full research yet, because we still have mostly focused on discovery, because I'd like to hit sealed roads. But sealed roads, solar, IMO, those ones, we're happy. Chemistry. Getting 4 in chemistry is actually sometimes a little bit of a difficult place, but you want 4 in chemistry. Obviously, it's like RPG, water soil recomposition you usually do. So you basically pick 4 in here. For a military standpoint, you probably want RPG, guided RPG, rocketry. The eco ones are less interesting in here. You usually don't have the water to do hydroponics, or if you do, you've got way too much food and you don't need it. Or sometimes you need the water. Sometimes the water is valuable and you want the water ones. But basically pick up 4 in here, and then we're in the ability to discover advanced chemistry, which is the metal soil filtration. High tech is a little bit harder because you need 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. Then you can high tech. So if you really want to, you could probably dash for high tech as well, but you probably don't want to dash for both at the same time. Pick one, focus on it. But yeah, we're still stuck in basic tech. Oh, and it is basic tech. I was thinking early tech when I was thinking not basic tech. So, strain silver is pretty powerful. Motherlode, if you've got something to hit with it, is pretty powerful. Because the Motherlode does is it picks one of your deposits, and it ups the ease of mining. And you can expand how much every deposit has with peripheral mining. But every time you do a peripheral mining, it loses some ease of mining. So, if I'm going off of the assumption that this water is indicative of the ease of mining of many of the mines on this planet, we probably don't need Motherlode. This planet's going to be really good for mining, assuming we can find the mines. That's kind of the predicament we're in right now. Don't need a replacement. Construction-wise, we're done. We're done for the near future. And the bureaucracy should actually be up a bit, because we now have enough workers, which is good. Import dashboard. Yeah, pedometer 72 bureaucracy, so the tech should be improving. At Twitch chat saying if you're on a moon or something, those water and hydroponic technologies are much more important. Yeah, if you're on a planet that doesn't have water, the water techs are definitely very valuable. I question hydroponics. Hydroponics is it's so thirsty that if you don't have water, it's bad because it drinks too much water. And it's so thirsty that the planets that have the water, by the time you get to it, you usually have plenty of food. And that's the other thing it's good for, right? It's a better farm than the dome farm. At the cost of it being super thirsty. Like it drinks lots of water. So usually I find that I'd just rather have more dome farms than a hydroponic setup. Although you can stack them, I believe. I think the dome farms you can't stack with surface farming. Other surface farms. But the hydroponics isn't food industry building. I believe it's an industry tab. So you can stack. You can always put a hydroponics in a city, even if the city has a dome farm. Usually, you've got the space that you can just sort of coat the world in dome farms. Dome farms are usually better to convert water into food, or just convince the civilians that they're rich, and if you're doing commerce, and then they'll build more dome farms. So happiness is still down. Basically, the happiness went down because we gave them +7 last turn, so the +7 basically went away. Worker happiness is about the same. Unrest went down 3. It'll probably go down to 2 next turn, or go down 2 more next turn. It'll be down to 1, and then it'll be gone the turn after next. Danger's at 17. Went down 6. That's improving. Although, we're uncomfortably low on approval. So a bad event would hit pretty bad. Although at this point it's the fear. It's because we had to squash the independence revolt. So a lot of the bad stuff is going away. You think dome farms are more population intensive? Yeah, probably. At least the civilian ones are. The civilian ones are pretty civilian intensive. This is employing almost 40,000 people. So it's employing most of the civilian sector. So we definitely are going to be wanting to find more people so we can have more private jobs. But I think every zone can employ up to 3 private farming dome communities. So if you've got enough people, dome farms are just really good. And this will make food on this planet, I believe. So we'll wait a turn and we'll see if we're food positive. We should be food positive next turn. Twitch chance bringing up the bureaucratic office 2 would be superb. It might be. I suppose we could start burning down the forest. We can go full Saruman and start burning the forest down to power a bureaucratic office too. I don't think we have the power to run it without solar power or an organic furnace running. Honestly, if the situation had been on fire earlier, I would have done bureaucratic office 1 earlier, which would have been a real boon. Twitch chat's like, put those orcs to work while they're at it. Well, that's kind of the problem we got right now is the civilians are very grumpy and don't want to work for me. They'd rather work for private interests or not at all. So we got to get that fixed. Once we get that fixed, we can be a little bit more aggressive with trying to expand the bureaucracy, I think, at this point. Okay, it should be coming back to us shortly. Hopefully get no whammies in the event department here. We have 6 decisions, so that may not be the case. Round 50. And you want a subsidy. Okay, that's the easy one. So
Yes, sir.
get that out of the way. Org decisions. Oh, I've already biased you towards research. Okay, so we'll get the
Order received.
solar panels out soon. This is a no.
Yes, sir.
Zone decision, food theft. I'm going to gamble this. I don't want to send the troops into the city if we can help it.
Copy that.
A success. Okay, that was the right call. We lost to credit, but that's fine. Managed to bring out the name of the ringleader. After his arrest, the thievery stopped. So the question is, do I want to fund the money for either of these? Do you want to do on this one? I kind of do want to do this one, but that comes down to, can I get the money out of the works? We are food positive, as the new port is currently producing 109 food per turn, all of which is basically surplus. Okay, so I'm going to risk selling off 1,000 food, which isn't going to give us a lot of money, but
We'll go.
gets us some money. Okay, that's enough for one of the decisions. Let's take the CEO subsidy first. And I want some more money. We'll sell a little bit of rare earth metals. Yeah, I don't have enough to fund both.
We'll go.
That'll cover the government budget for a couple turns. So we're just gonna say yes here. Can't make it extra fancy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, unrest should be gone next turn. It's only 1 point of rest left. Danger is down to 12. Fear is down to 18. Population happiness is rising. Although to get events like that food theft to go away, we need it to be over 50. And it's a long way away from that. Although, really, other than waiting for these things to go down, the only way to make it go faster is to, like, turn taxation off, which I don't think we're in a good position to do. I don't have the 500, otherwise that would be tempting. 2,000 is a little bit expensive. Could bring in more leaders. I suppose I could discuss the official policy. It's been a while since I played this card. We got a little legal power, so we'll play it. I think we... Yeah, we can open contact with them.
Yes,
We'll do
sir.
that. So we know about one of these guys down here. They're Republicans. They're actually surprisingly friendly. And reasonably big. Victory score wise, we're not in last. Someone's doing worse than us. But we're second to last. We're doing pretty bad. In fact, the people we know about are in 4th. Although that maybe gives you an idea of how well everyone's doing. They've got 2% of the world, and they're the biggest power on the world. So it wouldn't take very much for us to go swinging from last to first. Just we haven't done that yet. We need to get out of our situation here. Although with the arrest down, next turn the arrest should be low enough I can probably move out the vehicles. That would free up, well, I probably want to put back to Ken just to go in and just say, you're there. The rest should continue going down. I could probably start trying to sneak a little bit farther down that way. Start trying to work our way down the coastline in hopes to search for a mine along the coast. I know there's some places down here we'd like to get before the major gets there, but the major's probably gonna get there first, which is a shame. The vehicle will help, but not much. It would be better if we had more more recruitment, but that's coming down to getting the loyalty back up. How many workers are we short? 700. So next turn we should have enough workers to work everything efficiently. Let's get a road crossing the river here. I want to make these tiles no longer blue. Yeah, we'll move the vehicle down. I might hold off on trying to get into the brigade to get some more light infantry, so we can start sneaking down the coastline. Hopefully, there's no hostile fish creatures that are going to attack our flank. I would have expected to have been attacked by now if there was, but it is what it is. Okay. Yeah, let's cycle the turn. So I think we're gonna have one more end turn here. Depends on how fast the end turn plays. And then we'll play out the next turn as well, but we won't end the turn. We'll save at the end of the turn instead. It's going to be the plan, I think, the rest of the episode here. Hopefully, recruiting goes up. If recruiting goes up, we can start being a little bit more expansionary. We'll also have to look into, we might be able to get scientific cooperation going with the commune. That would definitely be a big boon to getting the science jump-started. We should be pretty soon be coming up on our turn again. Hopefully no bad events. Round 51, we have 4 decisions awaiting us. Another archaeological effort we can roll. Black Dark wants to organize a party. We are mined, so we'll take the option because mined. I'm going to just preference this with I'm much happier to piss off the leader than I am the city at this point. Often it's the other way around. I'm often much on board with pissing the city off because the city, if you're up in the 80s and the 90s, a little bit of unrest is not a problem. Meeting the Mystic Temple. So I can keep the current policy, I can improve the policy in favor of the cult, or decrease the policy in favor of the cult. We're going to improve it, we're going to take the commerce merit.
Yes, sir.
And they're our only cult at the moment, so I'm not too worried about them being strong. They currently like us, so that's good. Oh, and they're applying a recruitment penalty, so they're maybe not super great from the recruitment standpoint. So unrest is gone, danger's down to 9 and falling, unrest is down to 16 and falling. Happiness is rising, although we'd like it to be higher. They want to buy IP. All the IP at this point is coming from the civilian sector, so I'm on board with them just giving us money. I accept that. Of course, there's something there. I guess we're not going to be expanding that quickly that direction. Although, we'll go ahead and push you there. If we have the recon, we might poke that guy on the next turn. And we'll go actually take the HQ out of the town. Of course, we're going to play the archaeological role.
Order received.
And we are now sure that our one ruin has no artifacts, which is sad, but at the same time, at least that means we haven't been losing the opportunity to get any artifacts out of it by harvesting it early. And then major, we can do scientific cooperation with the one we know about. Oh, we don't have enough opinion with them yet. They're up to 46, we need to get something else off. Actually, I can probably get a plea of friendship off. Let's try that.
Yes, sir.
Now, will they accept the scientific cooperation? Yes, but it's not guaranteed. Although that's good enough, I'm willing to risk it. Oh, before I roll this, who's actually making the roll? Supreme Command Council is making the roll. So on the Supreme Command Council, and it is a diplomacy check, right? Yes. Supreme Command Council, Shadow Diplomat.
Yes, sir.
Ah, much better.
Yes, sir.
Failure, but not a critical failure. Critical failure would load their opinion. That's the reason to have played the diplomat there. So we didn't get any reward there, but we managed to avoid the worst result. And then let's actually use these spies. I'm gonna put these on the mutants, so we can get an idea of the... Oh, we failed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we might not have enough reconnaissance to actually know anything about the mutants with that, but we'll see. I think you need 2 spies to reliably get a good reconnaissance with spies. It's usually my experience. Maybe with the vehicles. It's probably not. Spend the dirt road just so we've got green supply there. Otherwise, I think we had blue. We should now have full workers, so everything should be working at full speed. Food's positive, water's positive. Spice water wasn't actually capped, actually. Yeah, water's back to positive. We're not using any bullet. Well, we had a little bit of contact there, so we'll use a little bit of bullets on this next turn. And this is rising. We like to hopefully you can see that continue to rise. The big drain on this now is danger and fear. Apparently no fear for whatever reason. Although there is definitely a fear problem. Danger's going down, fear's going down. Hopefully those improve. Free folk are moving to the city. And looking at the time, this is where I should go ahead and put the part break in and end the stream. We need more leaders, we can get more leaders. Might want to wait at least until we get the retirement cards, and then we might start retiring some of the grumpy people after replacing them. Yeah, I think this is where we're going to go ahead and end the stream. So if you're watching on YouTube, there'll probably be a part up for you by tomorrow. We did record 4 parts tonight, so we should be getting around to recording the next part before this part goes up. If you're watching on Twitch, I'll go over the schedule coming up. So, tomorrow will be .age. If you're watching on YouTube, there'll probably be some overlap between .age and the end of Humankind, because we recorded a few extra parts of Humankind in the last stream, just so we could finish Humankind up. So .age will be tomorrow. Then we'll have an attempt to continue Xenonauts on Tuesday. We'll have Strategic Command, World War I, the Cold Arms campaign. We're going to continue that run. That run's going pretty well on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we will be back to Shadow Empire. The run's been a bit of a yo-yo back and forth between are we going to implode because they're going to just walk into the city? Is the city going to completely just revolt? Or somewhere in between? We've still got the ship still barely holding together. We're in a state where things should be recovering. It's just, oh, is it painful? It's painful being low 50 loyalty. It's definitely affecting our recruiting. We're getting 100 soldiers a turn, for example, right? So just that forehead bump into the non-aligned costs us the entire turns of recruitment. Yeah, so that's the upcoming schedule. We'll be back to Shadow Empire on Thursday. If you're watching on YouTube, that means there should be a part up for you tomorrow, as there should be the part, I believe, going up on Saturday, because we should be 6 days ahead. And if you're watching on Twitch, I do try to stream every night. If there's no delays, I try to stream from 8 to 12, plus whatever extra amount of time it takes to get 4 parts out, depending upon the length of the breaks and the length of the episodes. Right now I'm doing hour-long episodes for most of the content, which is why I'm obviously streaming later than 12 a.m. If you're watching on Twitch and you want to see any of the reports in the game, feel free to let me know. If you're watching on YouTube, same thing. I can always make a short for YouTube if there's something you want to see, and I don't bring it up on stream. If you're watching on Twitch, I'll keep the stream up for about a minute after I end the recording for YouTube. So if there's anything you want to see report-wise, feel free to let me know. I suppose we should go out looking at the victory overview. Oh, apparently someone else has had an even worse day than us. In addition to the other person, we're no longer in last. We're 9th. 2 people are doing worse than us. Because we've managed to keep 2.4% of the world's population in our city, in our single city. So we're no longer in last. We're in last in territory. You can see there. We got 0.1% of the planet, but we're not in last in population. Thanks for the thanks, Twitch chat. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And if you've missed any of the earlier parts and seen any of the earlier parts, they should probably be up on YouTube either now or in the next couple days. And we're ending up at the end of round 51. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.